Hi, friends. Today I want to share a new story with you. I hope you enjoy it. My name is Claire, and I'm 29 years old. I've been married to Daniel for 3 years. He's a kind and hardworking man, but this story isn't just about our marriage. It's about how I ended up carrying the burden of helping his parents, and what happened when it all went wrong. From the start, I noticed something strange. His parents, Margaret and Robert, always talked about having money troubles. Margaret would ask for small favors, just a little help here and there. At first, I didn't mind. I wanted to be helpful because family is important to me, but soon, those little requests grew: groceries, bills, medical costs. Before long, I was paying for almost everything they needed. Margaret would smile and say, "Thank you, Claire, you're such a sweet daughter-in-law." I thought she really appreciated me. I thought I was doing the right thing. Daniel had a full-time job, but his money went towards student loans and saving for our future, so I took care of our home and also helped his parents. I worked extra hours, skipped trips, and cut back on my own needs just to pay all the bills. I didn't realize the truth until later. Margaret didn't just accept my help, she expected it. She acted like I owed her. It felt like marrying Daniel meant I had to take care of his whole family. One night, I heard her on the phone with a friend. She said, "Claire doesn't mind. It's her job as my daughter-in-law." She sounded proud, not thankful. My heart sank. Was that all I was to her, a wallet? Even after that, I kept sending money. I told myself I didn't want to cause drama, but inside, I was starting to feel bitter. Margaret stopped saying thanks, and Robert barely spoke to me. Daniel was kind, but he often said, "They're my parents, Claire, we can't let them struggle." Then everything exploded one Saturday afternoon. Margaret called me into the living room. Her voice was cold. "Claire, we need to talk." I sat down, feeling nervous. "What's going on?" "This is my house," she said sharply, "and it's time for you to leave. You've been acting bossy and rude for too long." I stared at her, shocked. "What? I've been the one paying for everything here." She waved her hand like it didn't matter. "No one asked you to do that. If you think money makes you better than us, then it's time you leave." Before I could say anything, she stood up and handed me an envelope. "Here are your things. I've already changed the locks." It felt like the ground had disappeared beneath me. How could she do this after all I had done? I packed a small bag and walked out, still in shock, but as I stepped outside, I made a decision. If she didn't care about my help, she wasn't getting it anymore. That was the moment everything began to shift. I moved in with my good friend Emily, who welcomed me with kindness. As I sat in her cozy apartment, I kept thinking about what happened. Margaret had tossed me out like I was nothing, even though I had sacrificed so much for her family. That night, I made up my mind: no more money. If she didn't value me, she could live without my support. The first week passed quietly. I didn't hear anything from Margaret or Robert. Daniel came to see me often, caught between his parents and me. He said he'd try to talk to his mom, but I could tell it wasn't easy for him. In the second week, the problems started. Daniel called me one night, sounding upset. "Claire, Mom's freaking out. The power got cut off because they didn't pay the bill." I sighed. "Daniel, I told you, I'm not paying anymore. They have to handle it." "I know," he said slowly, "but it's really bad. Could you help just this once?" "No," I said firmly, "this isn't on me anymore. They kicked me out. Let them deal with it." There was a long pause before he said quietly, "You're right. I'll try to talk to them." By the third week, things got worse. Margaret called me for the first time since throwing me out. Her voice didn't sound strong anymore, it sounded worried. "Claire, we need to talk," she said. "The water's been shut off. We don't have the money to fix it." Anger rose up in me. "Oh really? That's funny, since you didn't need my money before." Her voice got tense. "Don't be cruel, Claire, we're still family." "No, Margaret," I said calmly, "this is about respect. You didn't appreciate me before, so now you'll see what it's like without me." She started to argue, but I hung up. For the first time in years, I felt strong and free. I wasn't going to let Margaret control me anymore. In the fourth week, things got even worse. Daniel told me Robert had tried to sell family heirlooms to pay the mortgage. Margaret's pride was breaking as they faced real money problems. She kept messaging me, sometimes saying sorry, other times blaming me. Then something happened I didn't expect. Daniel came to Emily's place with a serious look. "Claire, you won't believe this," he said. "Mom wants you to come back." I raised my eyebrows. After everything she said? Why now? She says she knows how much you've done and that they can't manage without you. I crossed my arms. I'm not going back, Daniel. I've started rebuilding my life, and I won't give that up again. He nodded. I get it. I'll support whatever you decide. Later that night, Margaret sent me another message. This time, it wasn't just an apology, it was a real plea. Her words stayed on my screen in the dim light. Claire, I know I made mistakes. I should have appreciated you. Please come back. We need you. For a second, I felt seen. She finally understood what I'd done, but as I read it again, I realized something. I didn't need her thanks anymore. I had found my power by walking away, and I wasn't going back to that life. The next morning, Daniel and I talked. He admitted he always knew his parents were using me, but he felt stuck. I should have defended you, he said. It wasn't right to let you carry everything. I appreciated his honesty, but that didn't erase the years I spent sacrificing myself. Daniel, I said, I have to put myself first now. If we're going to stay together, you need to stand with me, no more defending your parents. He nodded. I'm with you, whatever you decide. Feeling stronger, I agreed to see Margaret one last time, not to return, but to be clear. We met at a small cafe. She looked different, tired and worn down. Claire, she said softly, I'm really sorry, I was wrong to treat you that way. I stayed calm. It's not just that. You kicked me out after I paid for everything. That hurt. She looked down. I know, please, give us another chance. I'm not coming back, I said. I care about Daniel, but I won't be part of a family that doesn't respect me. You need to learn to handle your own life. She looked heartbroken, but I didn't let guilt stop me. I had already done more than enough. It was time to choose myself. In the weeks that followed, I began rebuilding. Emily cheered me on. I focused on work, saved for my own place, and started feeling like myself again. Daniel stayed by my side. For the first time in years, we felt like true partners. He set boundaries with his parents. Margaret and Robert had to move to a smaller place, but eventually, they figured things out. As for me, I learned something huge. Respecting myself comes first. I had spent so long trying to please others, I forgot to value me. Leaving wasn't just good for me, it saved my marriage too. Now, I feel peaceful. Margaret still sends kind messages sometimes, but I keep my space. Some relationships are better with boundaries, and that's perfectly okay. In the end, I didn't just get through it, I came out stronger, and I'm proud of the life I built, free from carrying anyone else's weight. Tell us in the comments, have you ever had to walk away from someone who didn't value you? Like, subscribe, and share if this story touched you. Subscribe for more powerful true stories and emotional journeys.